And we are live. If you're watching us on YouTube, whether you're watching us live or you're watching a replay or watching on Instagram, I'm going to be helping out a handful of creators grow their business all the way from running ads to generating traffic to working that traffic, converting that into leads, book calls, and then converting that into sales. And then from there, doing service delivery, all those kinds of cool things. So if you have value from this, there is a description you can scroll down to. You can click on that, book a call, have a conversation with me, and we can discuss if I can help you out or not regarding growing your agency. Okay. So I'm going to go and get started when it comes to the coaching call. What's going on, Riviera?
What to do?
So we got um
Bless you.
thank you. So what do you think is going on with Cam? And what do you think we should do?
Um, I mean, I mean, he was really I mean, it's hard to put it in words. Um, I think there's a way to go about it and, just kind of update him on like objectively, I know what to do, set it up, recall kind of what I've told him and spoke about in terms of the free month and my expectations for him, and then maybe get him a little tantalized and into the whole wedding stuff or possibly yeah, thinking about that move. How I think internally, realistically, he's just super. I mean, we can barely get him to watch one Loom video we got to badger him for 2 weeks. Like his ability to sit down and do something is very hard. So, um, it's one of those things that like, could he realistically, jump on board with whatever we got going on? you know, I, when he gets on calls and he does his thing, which he does in spurts, he does it well. Like he has great. great tonality. He can close people. It's just getting him on the horse, is so hard. I just feel like, and a lot of that's on me is just like I didn't set him up for. He was one of my first clients. I didn't give him probably the best tools and that expectations that I did for later clients. So, but even now, he tells me he's kind of bogged down with doing. Seems like he does a lot of things, right? He owns his own tutoring company as well. So he's kind of boots on the ground with that too. So. Um, yeah, I guess that's what goes through my mind is like I know I can kind of set up something to kind of push him, but it's like, and I think that is the move. It's just like I don't know how like on it he'll be.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean that's kind of my thoughts with him. I don't know. I know you've been kind of seeing from the outside in on him, but I don't know if
Yeah.
there's any potential red flags or
To be honest, like I don't think there's much that can be done, you know. I think it just kind of is what it is, man.
right.
Yeah, I think you've done what you can do, and if he comes, great, and if not, it is what it is. I wouldn't stress about it too much. Um, you know, we did what we could do. If he's interested, he'll come too. But to be honest with you, like, I mean, the truth is that for somebody like him, you know, it's not at some point it's just not worth it. It's just not worth the stress because it just deviates us away from our focus and what we should be focusing on, and just there's not much. Again, if he's not really on it, how much can we really learn from him? Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's my too. It's like, will he actually keep track of the data? And, it's gonna be so hard to even find out what's working or not working, even if we do run it with him.
right.
So that's where my mind goes.
Yeah, yeah. So I just say just let it be with Cam. It's just, you know, it is what it is. Um, yeah. When you say how, I mean, you can be casual, you can reach out to him, you can text him, you can call him. It's up to you. I mean, I'm just kind of at a place where it's like I've kind of thrown my hands up. It's like if you want to give it a shot, go for it. But I'm
Mhm.
not really stressing. I feel like we've done what we can. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
cool, cool.
But
Yeah, then we're kind of aligned. Yeah, that's what I was kind of feeling too.
yep. So yeah, and then if you did get him on, it'd be like trying to get him to do the high ticket stuff like Tim, but I don't even know again, I don't know if it's worth it. Um, so yeah.
Good.
Uh, so Sasha messaged me about weddings, so I haven't heard back. Maybe once we get Tim's stuff built out, I can send her a teaser to get re-engaged. Yeah. When it comes to Sasha, I think Sasha is more of somebody that you can be a little bit more aggressive with. And so I think it's like a matter of like, you know, she's not budging unless she absolutely has to budge. And then when she kind of, you know, gets in like those dry spells, she's reaching out to everybody. So what this tells me is that she reached out to everybody, she got something, and so that's why she's not freaking out right now. Um, and so for you, I would say she's somebody that if you wanted to give a call, you can give her a call. That's probably how I would play it because it's like, hey, look, Sasha, I tried to reach out to you a few times. And then that's the part where again you have the blame game you can play, which is just like, hey, look, I'm happy to do this free thing for you, but like I need your behavior appropriately. You have the right to say that because she's not doing her part, right?
Mhm.
Because she
Mhm.
kind of like holding up her end of the bargain. She's not communicating with you. She's being a pain in the ass. It's like, hey, look, if I do this for you, I need you to kind of come correct. Can you come correct
Yeah.
us? And that's kind of like her the last straw. And if she doesn't, then fuck it. We treat her like, you know, Cam as well.
Hmm.
So that's that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, Tim's kind of like the race in the horse to kind of learn and figure things out right now. Um, yeah. And then Sasha, if we can get her, great, we'll get her, do some wedding stuff with her. If not, it is what it is.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Um, Questions, comments, concerns regarding those three.
No. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much is just kind of I just wanted some fresh eyes on it. I think what you've said either validates what I was thinking or even like I think about it in a different way. So, um, kind of how I basically know next steps now. So that's
Yeah,
super helpful.
yeah. Um, in terms of other things, Righteous, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. It's been a while.
Hey, what's up, Coach Sheik? And how you guys doing?
We're chilling, man. Are you at the dealership right now? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm at work right now, but it's slow. So I was like, let me tune in and see my guys. I seen that post you made in the value drops. So
Yeah, yeah. I just posted that, so I talked to Tony about hanging out and stuff. So maybe I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'm waiting to hear back, but maybe next week or the Monday after, if people are free, we can kind of all jam out together. It might be cool. But yeah, just chilling. You know a lot of the guys in here. I think pretty much everybody. I don't Have you met Estelan?
yeah, I met Essalon. He actually we ended up texting because he had like a job. This was over like the New Year's, so he ended up reaching out to me and we chopped it up a little bit. But
Oh,
yeah, he's in Ohio with us.
yeah,
So
yeah, yep. So, but aside from that, yeah, small group. We're all just chilling. But yeah, I'll circle back to you, man. Let me help out Riviera, and then I'm gonna move on to Aiden, and then we'll just chop it up, catch up.
yeah, do your thing. I was just popping in to say hello. I miss hopping on these calls, but I'll try to hop back on a little later because I did have like some things I wanted to talk to you guys about. So see
Yeah,
where everybody's head is and if we can all help each other out. So
sounds good. Sounds good, bro.
yes, sir.
Cool, cool. All right, well, we'll see you in a bit, bro.
All right.
Um, so Riviera, back to so I was running the ads for the photography stuff, and I am kind of waiting on you at this point. You and Wendy or whoever else we can kind of get to be like the female of the brand. So I spent
Hmm.
a total of um so I'm not counting this one because I don't think I did necessarily the best job. So I did this one. I spent $235, and then usually what I see, and I was explaining this to Aiden, is usually I see is one out of two people purchase. So if I come into Meta Ads for Filmmaker, which is the new one, you'll see I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So pretty much bang like four. So if eight people initiate checkout, four of them are going to convert over. That's always kind of been my experience with low ticket funnels. When it comes to the photography stuff, what's interesting is um, one out of the five purchased. But another interesting thing is they're all dudes. There's nobody in here that's a female. Yeah, not even close. And so when I see like Ronnie's ads, when I see you, when I see Estelon, you guys are working with so many females. So many females come through. And I think it's because of the fact that there's no female in the ad. Or there's no female or male in the ad. But because
Hmm.
I'm a male, I think this is automatically like just pulling certain types of people in. And I also think that, I just kind of cloned my sales page. I didn't really optimize it. So I think that I was telling Aiden, I was like, I was telling him that so I spent 235 bucks on ads. I got five people to initiate checkout. One out of that five bought. So my cost per initiate checkout was 147. So theoretically, my cost per acquisition should be around 100 bucks, which is great. Um, these are all guys. Um, and again, usually I see females in this niche. So I think that if there was a female in the ad, I think that if I had more ads and they were more dialed in, I think that if I tweaked up the sales page and optimized it for photographers, I think that the cost per initiate checkout would be about the same, if not lower. And the cost per acquisition would be better because one out of two people would indeed convert.
Yeah.
So basically, I ran the ads. I just stopped running them just because there's no course or anything to buy. I don't really have anything to upsell or anything like that. So just kind of sharing with you, like that's kind of where we're at when it comes to this stuff. I think that, if you and Wendy can kind of film some stuff, um, and we can kind of have the program ready, some course modules, at least have like it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least have something there, then I can at least, get things launched and kind of get things moving. But I don't think it makes sense for me to keep running the ads right now. I think I've seen enough evidence and proof, like, hey, this does work. I just don't want to keep spending money.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a spin.
yeah, just to spend.
Okay. Cool. No, yeah, I talked to her about it this weekend. She says she's down. So we actually had talked about filming possibly when she has a better available time, Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
And then I'd have everything ready. So probably Tuesday, whatever, I'll probably set up the little corner in our room to look production ready at least, so she could just go in there and basically read it out over teleprompter.
Sounds
Um, And if there's anything more than just the ad level, we can knock it out too. I don't know if there's another videos that she could potentially do besides just the front
Yeah,
end.
the whole thing, the whole thing. Do the whole thing. So basically when it comes to the ads, so she'll do this hook, show um so basically this is so okay. So you'll want to do this right here, the ad for the low ticket funnel. If you're a photographer that you'll want to do this, blah blah. Then this is the video on the upsell page. Then I'm sorry, this is the video on the upsell page, and then this is the video on the sales page. And you'll want to film this, but I don't need this one edited. So I'll give you more directions on what needs to be edited. You don't need to edit this one, but the
Mhm.
ad does need to be edited. So the ad needs to be so film the ad, film the video on the sales page, film the video on the upsell page, film the video on the counter page. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to edit the ad. And then when it comes to the video on the upsell page and the video on the counter page, you don't need to really edit. You just need to cut out the buts and ums. And so again, this is time step. I'm
Mhm.
sure you kind of get it from Fathom in terms of like specifically.
Mhm.
But the other, I mean, what would be honestly awesome is if, again, I'm not really the face of the brand and she is, or somebody else that's a female that wants to be. And this way, again, you're managing the fun, or like you and her together, right? I think honestly, so that would be gangbuster if you and her sit together and record it. And then now you're in the brand, she's in the brand. It's kind of like Alex Mott, right? He's like the face of the brand, but he has like this one white girl that's like always in his ads. And
Yeah.
so you kind of see those faces all the time. So it's like if you and her are there, it builds that thing. And so down the road, if you want to film more and kind of have more of a heavy hand, I think it'll work. Um,
Yeah.
the other thing is,
How would that
so,
look? Like both of us sitting like down and then we're maybe she's saying a paragraph, I'm saying a paragraph, or like I'm making a separate video and she's making a separate video.
so I would say what would be ideal is if you two are together and you do one round, and then you do one round which is just her. And then we can split test and kind of see what works the best.
Okay, like split test between me isolated and then her isolated, or
I mean, if you want, so here's the best thing, right? The best thing would be just her, both of you together sitting down at the same time, side by side, and kind of again, you're saying certain lines, she's saying certain lines.
Mhm.
And the third is you by yourself, right? That's going to give us longevity. That way we just know for sure. And again, in terms of editing and stuff, my gut is telling me, we have all the stuff saved somewhere, but we only film the ones with her. Or, I'm sorry, we only edit the ones with her. And
Yeah.
we launch the funnel with her and just see how that does.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, I'm just trying to like, yeah, think of it how production. So it sounds like just filming with her, let's just knock it out, make her do every single of these videos, and then having another one where maybe I'm in there and she's saying some lines and then I'm saying some lines, and then that way we can kind of cut back and forth, or maybe have some shots where there's a wide, I don't know, but basically have both. And then that way, in case we want to launch, we just launch with her, and then in the back pocket we have me and her. Um, in there as well. Okay, that's kind of like the ideal. Um, for sure. She's a little
yeah,
she's she's not too good on camera, but I filmed her recently, so I think that will help. She's kind of got some momentum there, so
gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, do what you need to do, play around. I don't know, maybe like filming her out from the side where she's not, I don't know, maybe looking at the camera or something. I don't know. But what I
mm,
would say is that what is important, and again, this will be important for Estelon as well, is like you guys need to kind of take the reins to take care of the marketing, right? Like down the road, assuming this works, right? Assuming this works, which again, I'm seeing evidence that's working for me. So assuming this works, then, it's going to be a thing where you and her really need to be on top of it on ads, like once a month, like filming a crap ton of ads. And just like, you're paying somebody or somebody's editing those, um, right? In order to really make this thing work. Um, I'll be on like, I mean, I gave you like the basics, but like, here's what I'm doing. Like for the dating stuff, I spent all day kind of just work on stuff. So I'm kind of like, here's how I did it is I kind of like created this for the dating stuff, which is like, there's unaware of the problem, then there's problem aware, and then there's solution aware. And so then I'm basically, so I'm thinking about these different kinds of the stages of the funnel. And then I'm also kind of like putting these people into like five groups. So it's like these are people that do dating apps. These are people that do cold approach. These are people that have absolutely no approach. These are people that work with like family friends. And so basically, if you think about the people that use dating apps, I'm taking dating apps, I'm doing an unaware ad, I'm doing a product aware, and then a solution aware, problem unaware, and then a solution aware. So I'm basically like doing like freaking 50 hooks,
Mhm.
and I'm doing like one main body and then like one call to action. So I'm gonna have a shit ton of ads for like this dating stuff. So, Estelon's good for like months and months and months. And so that's really how you want to be thinking about this stuff. So I'm gonna give you like what I'm gonna give you, but like to be honest, like I don't know, maybe it makes sense to film it all at the same time. Maybe it makes sense to film it later, but like just having a huge archive of content for ads is kind of what I would
Yeah,
do.
for sure. No, that's a good way to spit them out.
Yeah. So for me, so just really quick, kind of give you an idea, right? So these are the people that do the dating stuff, right? Most single men don't realize this about their dating life yet, but the reason your dating life isn't where you want it to be isn't because of your looks, your confidence, your personality. It's because your strategy revolves around dating apps. You see, apps like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge weren't designed to help you consistently get women. They were designed to help you keep swiping. And when you only rely on a system where women are overwhelmed with hundreds of guys, you're forced to compete for their attention, which is why you struggle with dating apps, but that all stops today. That's the hook for the problem unaware person for dating apps. The problem aware person, hey, if you're a single man who's tired of relying on dating apps like this message for you, especially if you're getting inconsistent matches, getting ghosted, whatever. And then there's a solution person aware. Hey, if you're a single man who wants women to come directly to you instead of competing with hundreds of men on dating apps, this message is for you, especially if, right? So again, there's problem unaware. These people are not even aware that the dating app is causing the problem. These are people that are like, dude, dating apps fucking suck. And then these are people that are like, hey, I know there's a better way. I just don't know what the fuck the better way is. And so I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to repeat this whole thing for not just dating apps, but for cold approach. And then again, like four kind of archetypes. So again, that gives you like freaking 50 hooks. And then the body is going to remain the same and the call to action will remain the same. I should really have two bodies and I should really have three call to actions, but I'm not, 50 ads is enough for me. I'm not, I don't need to do more than that.
Right.
Um, so I bring that up because like to be honest, like this is what you and Wendy should be doing, like this kind of stuff. Obviously I'm gonna give you like my stuff that already works, but then you guys really need to kind of get in the habit of doing this kind of stuff. And same thing with you, Escalon. I'm gonna expect you to kind of be in the habit of doing this stuff as well when it comes to that dating funnel, assuming I can get it off the ground. And Aiden, same thing with you and the wife. I'm gonna expect you guys to do this as well. So questions, comments, concerns on where I'm at, Riviera, in terms of like the dating stuff and like what I'm sorry, in terms of like the low ticket funnel and what you guys need to be doing.
No, yeah. This is super helpful.
Okay, cool. So I'm just waiting on you guys. Once you guys get your stuff, we can go ahead and launch this bad boy and kind of take it from there. Um, anything else that's top of mind, Riviera?
Um, no, I'll get everything ready so we can hopefully like yeah, have all the videos done by Wednesday and Thursday. If it takes two production days because we need to just get in the rhythm or it's like kind of it's just all dependent on Wendy. I mean her flow and all that. But we have 2 days where she's kind of available. So yeah, we can knock it out and hopefully by Friday we have it in the editing bay and knocking those out. And just going heavy on the front of the editing for the ad and then kind of lighter editing for the pages. So
Mhm.
kind of understand that. And no, I really yeah, I just wanted to kind of know what was the best lever to pull for us moving forward. So that's kind of why I jumped on the call just to kind of get in sync. And the course, yeah, I kind of slowed down on that a little bit, but yeah, I'm literally down to the last two or three videos. So it's
Okay.
finally, and it's the biggest ones. It's the post onboarding and then milestone videos.
Okay.
And I'm assuming post onboard will probably take up 90% of the time. The other videos are just like, hey, watch this, right? So, um,
So the course
yeah,
video, so the course videos sound like they're done then.
yeah,
Oh,
I'd
okay.
say we're pretty much there. We just need the post onboarding video, the 30K foot view video, and then the milestone videos, and that's pretty much it. And
Okay.
and that's pretty much done.
Okay, cool. So I should probably be able to like get started on the process of like just putting the materials into the course then. Um, cool. Um, what are you thinking in terms of timeline for like the content, like realistically? Like let's just say you guys film everything, get everything done here in like a few days. How
Hmm.
long do you think it would take before you get like, get that film and then get the ads like the ad edited?
I'll probably have an
Honestly,
editor on it, so I realistically I'll pay him. It's a guy we kind of know we've used for other stuff. He's super fast. Like like sometimes I'll hand him an edit and he's giving me an edit in like an hour and it's like a heavy ass edit and I'm like, dude, this guy is insane. And
I need your
yeah,
guy. I need your guy. We all need
honestly,
your
he's this guy named Ethan. He's in Kansas and yeah, he's dude, he's super quick on shit and revisions and yeah, I don't know. I heard, I basically word got around from this guy, my buddy who used him, and then I just saw his output, and then I hired him, and then he's just as fast, and it's insane, man. But yeah, I'll use him, and if you want the word on him, I'll send over his information. But I can show you some examples too, and things, whatever you need.
Oh yeah.
But my idea is like it wouldn't realistically take me 2 or 3 weeks. The old answer, the old me who just wanted to have his hands in everything. But I'm like, dude, I'm too old for that. I'm like Tyson going back in the ring after. That's how I
Oh,
feel, even though I'm young. It's just I just can't do editing.
yeah, I almost pulled my hair out trying to like freaking get these two funnels. That's where like I think I've been working on for like 3 weeks. The majority of the time is literally just like at editing. Like it's so dumb. Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, but how much does a guy charge?
So I don't exactly know because I use my buddy and then I just tell my buddy and then he's like whatever for a video like, oh, 150 is good for like a minute and a half highlight or a 60-second highlight. 150 is good. Sometimes if it's a heavier edit, 250. But I don't know because my buddy, I've learned like sometimes he'll just give me like a cheaper thing. Like he's just that kind of guy. Like he'll sometimes say it's like, oh, don't worry about it. Just send me the footage. And I'm finding out he's basically paying sometimes he'll do this, he'll pay for me. Which I always get him around and help him out with something else. But so I don't really know I'm assuming he's telling me his true pricing when he says 150 is good or 250 is good and he's sending the money to him. But I don't know, my buddy's known to pay for it sometimes, so I don't know. I would say yeah, it's probably around there though.
Sounds good.
Um,
Yeah. The reason I was asking is just like I think the if again I don't know, I haven't tried this yet. For me so far I've just created one ad and launched and just worked. But I'm using a proven framework that has worked for me in the past. But what I'm moving towards is again like doing the whole 50 hooks, two bodies, three CTAs, and then so it's like I don't know how that would work. Like, do you have the guy edit like one body and then all these different hooks? There's a separate like that's why I'm kind of asking. So but if you find
yeah,
anything out, you let me know.
yeah,
I am
yeah.
curious about that. And then again, I think if things do pan out and go where they are, I think, we're gonna have all these like low ticket funnels and a shit ton of ads, and we'll need somebody like almost pretty much full time like editing stuff. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better to do early than never, but it's just like, yeah, I haven't really experienced that because it's kind of one and done shoots. I haven't experienced like an archival project where he just like we'd probably have to just set expectation that hey, we have an archive of stuff. Like you don't want to delete any of this stuff in this project file because we'll probably have to routinely go back to it to swap out hooks, swap out things, and that will be kind of our working relationship is not so much all the time new material, but just like saying, hey, we just want this swapped out and whatever that would cost. So I guess it's just like trying to see maybe get more information from him on that, how that would work. That's honestly why I've personally edited stuff just because for like bigger stuff, archival stuff for like dentistry or for anything else really is because like I have the project file, I can go in there, I can do an easy swap out.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if this guy's really fast and we can set proper expectations, I think he would understand and be good for it, and he would know what we're asking. He's pretty like you give him information and give him enough editor notes, he takes with it pretty good, and so yeah,
Cool. Yeah,
I'll just have to.
do your thing, and then I'll just touch base with you and just be like, hey, how's your experience and this and that, and
Hmm.
take it from there.
For sure.
But yeah, anything else top of mind for you, Revere?
No, I know I'm just trying to get Tim set up, ready to go with, the um some of the golden nuggets Aiden gave us last time. So, I'm just trying to build out something for him that, will obviously get him some wedding inquiries locally. And yeah, I'm just taking the framework, kind of that free engagement. I think that's really dope. And just yeah, I'll have that kind of ready for you and showcase you guys when it's ready. But and then also I went to that guy's portrait, the brand rep, whatever brand rep, the college seniors or whatever, or college, so yeah, I basically went to his funnel and then it's like a $17 low ticket. And it's okay if I share my screen actually just real quick,
Yeah, go for it.
just to show you what I'm seeing, and then if it makes sense, I'm down to purchase it. I don't know if this makes sense because um so I went to his thing. Um so this was the front page, and it's basically advertising not getting many photo inquiries or bookings, free training for senior portrait photographers. And then we obviously saw it was like the ad of like brand rep, get these girls to rep your brand and do this like cluster of like basically this. And then basically I filled in my information and I think just name and email. And this came out, but it's kind of just going to like this basically this get $17 done for you social captions. So I'm kind of confused. I don't know if I see there's like a live thing, this training live. So I don't know. Maybe I unlock the training when I go through it fully. Um,
Can you go
maybe
and
this is.
click on it?
I'll
Can you
click
click
on
on
this.
it? Yeah. Get started. 60-minute caption template. What the fuck?
Right. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. It's like, this guy's. I don't get it because he was just preaching this like get these certain leads, right? And then like I go here and then there's like a training. Maybe so add this to your cat training to your calendar.
Oh, I think it's
This
a
training is
live.
happening.
I think what it is, a live. So I know what this is. This is a live auto. This is a live webinar where he's gonna pitch a high ticket thing. That's what it is.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's it.
I chose. There was like one where I could choose a time slot or one that says I'm ready now, and then I put I'm ready now.
So
Um,
where is that where you select now versus live? Is that like the page
the front
page?
page, yeah.
So what
So whatever
do
this was.
do they take you to different places depending on whether you say live or whatever?
I only checked the watch on demand, which is instant replay. I didn't choose any of these.
That's so weird. So his instant replay ones are they cost money?
I don't know. I selected this. I put my name and email, and it just shot me here. I haven't spent anything.
Let's go back and let's do it, but not the instant replay one. Let's do the live one.
Oh, okay, one of these.
Which hold on,
Monday.
hold on. 16th at 3:45 5. I think they're all the same, but go ahead and click on any one of them.
Okay. Even though the time's passed or about to
Uh,
start. I guess this was about to
yeah,
start,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. It's an automated webinar funnel. Um, this is similar to what I used to do, except I didn't charge for mine, which is weird that he's charging for his.
Hey there, senior photography friends. Sean Brown here, and I'm really excited that you're watching this video because that means that you are officially registered for my free training all about how to book more seniors.
Is
And
this
in
the
fact, we're
same?
going to be
I think it's the same
It's
thing.
the same thing. So keep scrolling
Okay.
down. Keep scrolling down.
And then this is the one with the time.
Wait, hold on. Okay, actually, okay, never mind. This page only offers, scroll down real quick. Starting player social media assistant, social candidate. Okay, actually, so here's what my guess is. So the email that you just used, if you go into your email,
Hmm.
if there's an email, there's a link to an automated webinar there. And what he's doing with this page is anybody that he's just trying to sell some shit on this page. Um, that's what my guess is.
Oh yeah, here it is.
So that's an automated webinar, right? So you're officially registered for this. Click here for your unique link. Yep, exactly. Exactly. This is literally what the fuck I used to do.
So Sean Brown,
Yeah.
Okay, that was the only one I got.
So he's going to take you to an automated webinar. In that automated webinar, he's going to explain the whole process, and then you're going to click a link. He's going to try to sell you some shit for $1,000 to $2,000. Exactly. So if you, yep. And if you had done the on-demand one, you wouldn't have had to wait.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's on another email. I phone hacked him with like a other email, but yeah, I can always go into that link later.
Yeah. So that's it. That's what that is. I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, I don't know if it makes sense to, I mean, if you want to check it out, you can check it out. I don't know how much information he's going to give away, what he's going to do. But typically they're going to make you sit down for an hour and watch some shit and then try to sell you $1,000, $2,000 thing.
I mean, how important it is to get another strategy for like portrait. I mean, it is kind of important because I guess like if we do really get it cracking, like there are going to be people that come in that don't want to do weddings. Maybe not really, maybe they'll do minis, but obviously we know that heads on month too. So,
Do you know anyone
um,
else that's teaching the high school thing?
I personally know somebody. I don't know how open she'd be to me learning from her, but then there's other people online that are besides him that seem to be pushing it.
That's
I
what I
could kind
meant.
of go
People
through
on.
contact them.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. It's like people online. So again, if we have a few like mini courses you can buy or that we can purchase, invest into, like it would be worth it, I think.
Oh, specifically minis.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So not minis, like the different
Portrait.
thing, the high school thing or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. The brand rep. Yeah, I've seen a
Yeah,
lot of that. Yeah, there's another one that I've looked into. So, yeah, senior portrait photographers, basically. That's kind of like the over-encompassing brand, and then they obviously do those senior rep teams. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like a senior portrait photography, and then there's like a senior rep program. So I just gotta figure out like what the hell that is, and if I could just find a little bit of what the hell that is. They seem so like they really don't let you like in on it unless I really hope I can find like some. I just wish someone had like a low ticket thing and it's a course, like a packet, and they assume like we don't know how to create anything out of that. And we can kind of do what Aiden did with like Alexander Moss shit, and then just extract and absorb. But I feel like so far they like I've kind of been hitting a wall with this, but there are some more. So, I'm not out of hope yet. I think there's a couple more guys I can look into.
yeah, sounds good.
And at the least, I'm going to go hard on like going into. So if I can't crack the code and get like into their stuff, unless I have to buy some 3K thing, and I don't know if it's gonna fucking work, then the next alternative is if I keep hitting that wall, I usually go into their whoever's testimonial for them, say, hey, this is a great program. This guy filled up my calendar, whatever. I'll look up that photographer and then I'll go into their meta ad library. And then from there, I'll see at least on the front end what kind of ad they're running to get these type of leads for seniors. So at the very least, I'll try that if I can't get past this wall.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Cool. Yeah, I would do the same thing. So we're on the same page. But yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I have
No,
a I have an interesting ad angle that I've used like multiple times over. If a photographer is trying to break into another um, field, so like it's worked with my wife when she was trying to do some boudoir stuff. I did it with my friend who's trying to break into more wedding stuff. We did it with us when we were trying to get more of our own wedding stuff. It does involve like some kind of discount, but like I don't know. I know it's not exactly what you guys are talking about, but like I did think about that. Like I don't know, it's worked pretty well every time I've tried it. If they really are transitioning from one type of photography into another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what did we kind of I don't know if I explained to you what like Riviera is doing, what we're working on, but basically what we're gonna do, I think maybe we have told you, but like you know how like inside the American cheat code, there's like the 6 figures in 6 weeks funnel, there's the niche funnel, then there's like the free to fee method. So every single one of those like shows an acquisition method. So what we're thinking about doing is we're gonna have his like photography program where there's like every single one is like a different niche. So we're gonna have one that like teaches people how to like run ads for like photography, one which for like portraits, one for like high school So that's kind of what we're doing. That's kind of what we ultimately like move towards. So it's kind of like a shit ton of niches in one, and I think that'll make it extremely valuable. Um, yeah. So I don't know. Does that pertain to like what you're talking about, Aiden? I don't know.
I mean, it could. Honestly, it could if it's like a new, like something that they haven't gotten into before. Like that could be like a small caveat, like one small section where it's like, watch this if this is your first time, or like if you're just breaking into this type of photography or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Aiden. Where are we at? Estelan, Jorge, hope you guys are doing well. Estelan, you back?
Yeah, man, I got back like 40 minutes ago, bro.
That's that's dedication, bro.
Yeah.
You all right? You good? You hanging in there?
Yeah, man.
All right. So Aiden, Estelan, Jorge, does anybody like want to go in particular next?
I don't have anything specific that I'd like to go over other than I guess what you and I were talking about kind of, but
Yeah. Can you show me like visually what you're talking about in terms of the course? This way I can kind of see and then I can tell you like right away if that makes sense or not in terms of like what I'm looking for.
yeah, yeah. Give me one second. Let me pull up, see if I can find an example here.
Okay.
I haven't like ever done this specifically, but I know that you can like I know that it can be done. Um,
Okay. Yeah, it just depends on like what the workflow is and like if I'm gonna be able to like upload stuff pretty simply or if I'm gonna have to like custom code do a bunch of weird shit. And so that's kind of what I was getting at is like it depends on like what it looks like. I know there's obviously gonna be some custom coding, but I just don't know if it's like what that means in terms of how much custom coding there's gonna be involved.
okay. I don't know that there would be much. I'll say this, there probably wouldn't be any if you wouldn't need any custom code if you just let there be like a menu up in the top instead of on the sidebar. If you wanted to, if you had to keep it as like a sidebar, that would be, well, no, not even then actually. Uh, Shoot, I'm trying to find a good example here. Um, okay, let's see how this does. Okay, sorry, I was not as prepared for this. Let's see.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, um, so for this, I'm just using like uh the old call or yeah, the old call funnel here. Let me share my screen now. Okay. All right. So you got the builder here. And basically what you can do is you can have two columns. This is like probably what it would be without using any custom code. And then from in here, you can add like say a video. And then on this side, you know, this is where you would have like the sticky menu. And it wouldn't, I don't know. Hmm, might need to, hmm, I don't know, but basically, like you could continue to stack these like forever and ever as long as you want. Let's see.
So you're talking about building out the course kind of like instead of going so you know how like have you checked out like in Go High Level? I think I know what you're talking about here. Um have you gone into like Go High Level's like course feature like setting up a course or you haven't yet? You have?
I have.
Okay, so you know how like you go in there and you just put the title of the lesson, this and that. So what I'm seeing here, what you're showing me here is like you're kind of like you would create like you'd have like a domain and a path, and then you'd set things up where there's like buttons and stuff on the left, and people can click, and then that'll automatically push them to like it'll automatically scroll to like the right section and stuff. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, exactly. And they were those guys that you were talking to at Go High Level, they were only thinking in the box of the Go High Level course thing. But if you do everything in a landing page, it is a it's a different game altogether. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Um,
this is how go high level, or this is how ClickFunnels is. So with ClickFunnels, you basically like build out sections. So that's how I was able to create my course to look the way that it did. My question is though, okay, what about the fact that some things are supposed to be unlocked versus locked?
um, yeah, so there's still, you mean like the courses are like the different days because they should have access if they have one course, then they should have access to all the days at the same time, right?
So I don't do it by day. What I do it by is like course, right? So some people will have access to 7 days video marketer, some people have the set marketing tree. It depends on just what they buy.
Yeah. Then yeah, what you're able to do is you're able to because the way that it works is you can basically block each URL. Like, let's say they can only access the course, course B. They only bought course A, but they still need to buy course B. If they go to click course B, it will, it'll give them a page like whatever we want to say, like, oh, you need to buy that. Click here to buy that. Um, and basically we can make it so that they would only be able to have access to it if they have a specific tag, and the only way they can get that tag is if they buy that certain course. And the tags will let us, let them access multiple courses if they buy a lot of them. Anyways, that's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
Um,
see, I see where you're getting at.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what about creating a username and password to log in?
Yeah.
Would that they even need that in this case?
Yeah, no, you definitely would because um, you'd have to make it like exclusive only for the people that have that tag or that have bought it. Um,
Because like so if this is dependent on I see. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So they have a username. So basically upon checkout, they put their name, email, or phone number in. But so okay, so here's the thing. Let's say somebody goes to checkout page, they put their name, email, phone number. So the contact is already within Go High Level. If they get redirected to this page, technically they should be able to open and unopen things based off of the tag and not actually even need to log in with the username password. Or am I missing something here?
no, if they're already logged in one time, it should be fine. If they like clear their cache and cookies and stuff, they might have to re-log in. But
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah,
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I didn't think about this. I
I'm
don't
trying
know,
to find
man.
exactly. So I'm trying to find where the setting is that.
Have you seen anybody do this? Like this is definitely like thinking outside the box for sure. And I like it makes sense. I just I'm concerned that like I have never seen it before. And I don't know if that scares me or if I'm like, oh, that's just like cool as fuck because nobody's thought about this before. Have you seen
I
this before?
mean,
Has somebody done this before? Or have you done this before?
uh, people have done bits and pieces of this, but not everything all together. So, for example, they'll have membership pages or like this happens all the time where if you go, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but there's sometimes if you go through a funnel, if you buy something or you're trying to watch a VSL or something like that, just kind of like what you guys were looking at with the other photographer coach. Um, a lot of times what will happen is either after you watch a video or after you do some certain action, or if you don't take a certain action, if you try to go back, it will redirect you. It basically is like, sorry, you don't have access to this page, and it'll redirect you to another page. And so that is 100%. People do that all the time. Um, yeah, I need to find exactly where that is, but I know that it might even be an option like in the funnel settings itself. But anyways, there's something like that you can do where you just restrict access to whoever. Um, dang it, I should have thought to find that. I know it's a thing though. Um, anyways,
Yeah. No, I
I
don't.
don't think if especially if like that's how you already have it set up in ClickFunnels, like anything ClickFunnels can do, Go High Level can do.
Yeah. Can I share my screen with you really quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you guys
Um,
trying to create a course that's similar to the CMCC style and just do that on Go High Level? Is that what you guys are kind of doing, or?
yeah. So basically, I have oh, this is also retarded. I signed up for ClickFunnels 2.0 just to test it out this past weekend. And now I can't even get into like ClickFunnels 1.0. So weird. Um, but why, River, you got something?
I don't know. I know a little bit about it, but probably not nearly as much as Aiden or you guys. So, but I was just curious in case something comes up on my end. I've been always, I don't know. I know there's a course and there's a landing page way to do things, but yeah, I'm just curious your guys' bottleneck.
All right. So basically, um, so this is like what the setup looks like. So this is similar to like Go High Level, right? You create this, whatever. Um, and then if I come into Open Editor, what's cool about this is basically kind of like what we were talking about, Aiden, if this ever loads. But yeah, the way the course is in Riviera and inside of Go High Level, I just don't like that at all. Like it's so dumb. You can't build out the course material the way I have it set up, which I just so now I like this is so yeah, you see how like this is like this would be like a section, whatever. And so now I'm just building it out. Like there's like this would not be possible. This is not possible to do. This right here would this whole section is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be 11 lessons inside of Go High Level, which is insane, right? Are you guys following? Does this make sense? Like on the left-hand side, there would be literally 11, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each of these buttons would open up headline, lesson video. Like it is, that's retarded. Versus I just have it set up like this. You just can't. And so now, like this past weekend, I've been racking my brain around like what the fuck do I do? I don't know that I can use ClickFunnels 2.0. I don't know that I can use Go High Level. But yeah, this is what I wanted to do. But like this also, um, yeah, I mean, what scares me is just like it's not set up like this where it's like welcome, this, that, whatever. But I do hear you what you're saying, Aiden. I'm just afraid. I'm afraid of it's a big deal, right? It's a really big deal with thousands of people in there. And if I don't get this set up and done the right way, it's not yeah. I would much rather, this is kind of where my mind is, I would much rather use Go High Level to do all my marketing and sales and then just zap people over into like the thing and ClickFunnels. If it's not perfect. You know, so anyways, I'm rambling, but does this doesn't help at all or anything at all, Ada, does it? Like me sharing this with you, it doesn't like help you at all in any ways.
Um, well, I didn't know exactly how this was set up and structured inside of ClickFunnels. So, like I've used funnels inside of ClickFunnels before, but this is interesting. Um, but like, you know, I still stand by like, the principles of what I said, but like, yeah, just the reality. It's just like you said that
It
go
it
Hell's
scares
not
me
gonna.
because of like how much control there is here, and I'm just like, it seems too easy to do what you're saying. I'm not that I'm just like I worry that there's going to be things that I'm not seeing that the moment we start to build it out, it's going to be like, oh shit, we didn't think about this, and then it's going to kind of bite us in the ass.
No,
That
totally. No, I hear you. Nah, I mean, honestly, rather be safe than sorry, but
yeah. So I mean, I don't want you to do anything that like if it's going to cost, if you can like build something out in like 10 20, 30 minutes maybe and like start the process and then you can like show me. So this is what I would feel good about. Is like let's just say you had a sales page, Aiden, right? Let's just say you were able to do this. You had a sales page, and then on the next page is like the login page, and then on the next page you show me like it built out. So like 3 pages. So page to buy something, second page, which is again the login, third page, just like something minimal and I can see the functionality of it, then I'll be like, okay, I'm sold. And then from there, I'm down to like move forward. If that's something you're open to, I don't want you to like necessarily do anything that, but like that's what would make me feel more comfortable. And I'd be down at that point.
no, totally. Okay, I'll whip up something. That's pretty easy.
Okay.
So
Yeah. If
we'll see
you
what I can
have,
see.
okay. Addition, so the sales page, maybe you have like 3 different sales pages with 3 different products. And then a page for username, and then the third would should be like the core, and then I can see it like, oh, because this person didn't buy, this is locked for them. This person bought, and therefore, it's like if I can just fully see that, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
So yeah, just keep me posted, and we'll take it from there. But thank you, man. I appreciate you sharing what you shared. That's an eye opener. Like I never thought about that, which is pretty cool. Um, Aside from that, man, in terms of like where you're at with stuff, like what's kind of going through your head, what's kind of brewing your head, in terms of like the wedding, low ticket funnel and stuff like that.
Well, I'm still 100% on board. Just this last week was a lot, and yeah, I did not sleep very much at all. I'm still recovering like mentally. I'm not all the way there from the sleep I got last week. Um, so yeah, I'm 100% there. I just need to spend some more time in there. I was gonna say like I think you should probably film like some videos with the script, and I'll still have Marin, my wife, film some. It's just taking longer than I wanted it to. So, might as well have some videos that are ready to go sooner than waiting on Marin. So,
Yeah, sounds good. I don't know that it makes sense for me to film anything. Just because I'm not gonna be like I wrote that out for you. Like I didn't
no.
necessarily write that out for me. Like because I don't necessarily want to be like when it came to the portrait photography stuff, the reason so basically the meta ads for filmmakers and the portrait, I filmed that stuff just to prove like I proved that it works. But now that I know it works for the meta ads for filmmakers, unless I can find somebody else to replace me, which by the way, if anybody here wants to replace me for the Stone American cheat code, Aiden, I don't know if you're interested, but they basically you run the low ticket funnel, do all the selling, everything, and then just we split the profits. But I don't know if I don't have anybody to run that, like I'm not gonna, even though I create that ad and funnel, I don't want to do it. Then the photography stuff, I just did it just to have proof of concept. But now Riviera is going to be filming everything so that him and his girlfriend are the face of the brand. So the idea is like I want to have all these low ticket funnels, but I don't want to be the face of any of them. I want you guys to be the face and you guys because you know, although I can get everything up and running, down the road you're going to have to film your own ads and everything longevity wise to keep the funnel up and running.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm saying is that when it comes to weddings, I'm pretty much waiting on you guys. So the moment you're done filming and editing, and again, I can guide you guys on like, getting the course set up and doing the upsells and all that stuff. But I'm kind of waiting on you guys at this point.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
So yeah, I know you're busy. But yeah, when you get around to it, man, that's something, I can help you guys with. Do you have questions and comments, concerns, thoughts on that or?
No. Your last uh, Loom, I think about it, or voice note about how to structure everything was was great. So it's kind of what my next thing is just going through and continuing to get pretty granular in that structure and lay that out. So yeah, just last week was a rougher one. So anyways, this week should be better.
Yeah, sounds good. And then you could probably like honestly model like what you learned from Alexander Ma in terms of how his course setup is. Like that'll probably be inspiration of like, okay, what can I do a little bit different? What can I do that I think work really well? This way you're not kind of like racking your head in terms of like coming up with stuff from scratch. Like just model what the guy did.
Good idea. Good idea.
Um, and did he have like upsells within his funnel? Like, or was it just that course that he was selling?
He had upsells. So his was in school and in there, depending on how you have it. So like he's got, unlock this one for 49 bucks. A lot of these, unlock this one for 27 bucks for 497. So a lot of them you can unlock it with just a purchase. A lot of it though you have to unlock with like basically engaging inside the community in school. Um, but yeah,
So,
yeah.
so when it came to like the actual sales funnel though, like before you got inside of school, were there upsells in there or no?
I believe there were. I'm pretty sure there were, but I was only interested in just the one thing. I was like, I need that
Yeah,
other
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I was just wondering. So okay, cool. So he's pretty much doing pretty much, what I would have expected him to do. So okay. Well, yeah, and we're gonna do something very similar, right? We're gonna do something very similar. It's just instead of it being hosted on school, it's gonna be hosted somewhere else. Which I don't know how I feel about that. Like, do you guys, what are your thoughts on school? Anybody like, what are your guys' thoughts on school? Do you guys feel like it's a good thing? Do you guys feel like it helps with upsells? What do you guys feel like are the pros and cons of school? Do you guys have thoughts on it?
Like school because you can watch it in a mini player. I hated going to the CMCC, bro, and like I would have to like watch on the browser, and then like it loads on the browser, and then I'm driving, and my God, with school, bro, I could lock it, I could listen,
So
but that's
so
like
so
such a
school
small use case.
so you like school because of the mobile functionality.
Yeah, yeah, the mobile I could watch on the iPad easily. I don't gotta be like on my laptop.
There
I got
there is an app for school too. Yeah.
okay, gotcha. Any other thoughts on school? Like on you guys like it, don't like it? What do you like about it? No.
I like
I
the other school too.
What's that, bro?
I said I like school too.
Okay. What do you like about school?
So many different courses within that one platform.
I
Um,
s-
I mean, it doesn't really help us because people are going to be looking for other courses, but in terms of like, I don't know, I think it could kind of give you a little bit of what's the word? Make it like some kind of prestige maybe in terms of like, oh, this is school, this is like official, blah blah blah, as opposed to just like a landing page or something like that.
yeah,
Um, maybe not. Maybe it might just cheapen you too.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, cool. Interesting thoughts. Yeah, definitely like ClickFunnels courses like needing to be on desktop is like gay as fuck, for sure, Jorge. I've heard that before. Like a lot of people have told me that. So but okay. Uh Aiden, anything else, man? Before I transition to Estelan and Jorge?
No, I'm good. I just school is a pretty cool platform, honestly. I think if you're trying to build more of a community, it seems to be like the easier, more simple platform to do it on. But in Go High Level, you can do the same thing. So I don't know, just
Yeah,
different flavors of the same thing.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, man, in terms of like me and you, like I will be waiting to hear back from you from two things. One, obviously the stuff that we just talked about, but then two, you and the wife filming the ads. Like once you're done with that, once you guys are done filming, like I can do my thing, which is like helping you guys launch that funnel and start making some sales, getting you some sales calls, man. So yeah. Okay. Anything else, Aiden, before moving? Cool, man.
Thanks,
Um,
Aiden, for the sorry cut and for the CBO campaign. I tried that for the first time and it's ripping. It's ripping.
Heck
For my
yeah, dude. Yeah, good. I'm glad.
dental
I know
client that's been
Jorge's.
stuck at $45 a lead, and now she's at like $27 a lead for Invisalign, which I haven't seen in a while. You know, we've been with her for like 3 or 4 years, so there's no honeymoon phase anymore. So I'm using the same ads too, so it's just crazy. But yeah, just it helped kind of get us out of that rut.
Good deal, dude. Yeah, us too with a lot of our clients. I know that Jorge's been, at least I know that Jorge and I've been talking a lot about that. He's used that a bit too. So, dude, I'm glad to hear it.
Revere, is it like one CBO campaign, one, four ad sets with like four of the exact same ads in? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, yeah. It's just off $20 a day and it works.
Hate it. Hate it. How did you even find that out, man? Were you just like fucking around? Like, how did you find that out?
Just testing stuff on my own. I always felt like if you have multiple ad sets that work, you should be able to put it on a CBO and they should last longer and do just as good, if not better. And but the issue was the pocket theory. That was like the only thing hindering that. And so as soon as you like, let's say you do 10 ad sets and you find the three winners, as soon as you find those three winners, you can turn everything else off. Anyways, it's just a matter of finding those three winners is all.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, kind of just uh,
Yeah. No, it worked for me too, man. So, kudos to you, man. Thanks for sharing that. Um, Eslan, Jorge, Eslan, is there what's going on, bro?
Not much, man. I was just hopping on to just kind of hear you guys out, but I have more things to do and less things to actually talk about, so I don't really have much um to talk about because we've already talked about it in our channel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anything I can help you out with? Anything you want to discuss in more detail, or you feel pretty good about what you need to do at this point?
That thing with Crystal, I guess I'm just waiting for her response, but I was just gonna send her a text in case she's not checking Slack anymore, but that's about it.
That's a good idea. Send her a text. Yeah, I would just probably send her a quick text and just be like, "Hey, send you a message size. Hey, Crystal, saw your message. Reply back to in Slack. Can you please have a look when you get a second? It's pretty important." Something like that. And then if you don't get a response from that, I would just be a little bit more aggressive and give her a call here in a day or so. Just last ditch effort, see what you can do. And if she comes around, great. If not, it is what it is.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, are you gonna turn your client acquisition ads back on and kind of get back to that place, or are they on or are they off?
They're off, but since I had them on up until I was already in New York, I had a couple people that I wanted to follow up with basically. And same thing for the mini session ad. I wanted to call them and I did get some conversation back and forth. I was able to call two people, set up one discovery call for tomorrow. And someone for the mini session, they wanted to book for Friday, but I sent the link. They didn't make the payment. So I guess a lot of following up, and then I'm thinking about turning it on.
Okay. Actually, so let's take a moment to talk about this actually. So when it comes to client acquisition, how are things overall? Like, I haven't looked at your numbers recently, but are your numbers pretty decent? Your cost per book call and everything, or have things like kind of skyrocketed?
I would say they've slowed down for whatever reason. Less leads, but I did have it off. Once I turned it back on, I got a good amount of leads. And then just the last 3 or 4 days, they slowed down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I remember things got a little bit good when you did the duplication. So your cost per book call, okay, your costs are fine. They're fine. They're fine. They're good. It's a little bit high here, but um, nothing that's like scaring me. Um, when was the last time I guess like you duplicated?
I think it was like last Friday or Thursday. One of those two, like right before leaving or
Okay,
after leaving, I think it might have been.
okay. Um, So client acquisition, you feel pretty good there? Do you feel good in terms of cost of a call, your calls? Do you feel good, or do you feel like there's any like red flags?
No, I just feel like there's like the numbers are a little higher now. But I haven't really squeezed the juice out of the people who did come through. So I feel like that's what I need to do. Um,
Right.
like harass everybody for a few days. Hopefully get some sales calls out of that. And I think after that, then maybe just turning it back on, or maybe right before or something.
Okay. And then when it comes to your ads for the mini session, are you doing the instant form ads or are you doing the DMPM ads right now?
The instant form so
Okay.
far, the instant form together with the the chat, the checkbox of open up in Messenger, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
technically still not a Messenger ad, but just the open up in Messenger.
Yeah. So what I would say at this point is, I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. I have kind of pivoted away from even trying to make the Porter stuff work. If you did you kind of get that vibe when I was talking about Riviera? Did I kind of explain to you what we're doing or no? I didn't even explain to you, did I?
I was listening to like I've listened to like 40, 50 minutes. I'm in the part where Aiden was going through what he's doing, like from the last coaching call. So I'm
Okay.
catching up with that.
Okay. So basically, the angle kind of is like you hop on like a sales call. Because like here's the thing with the portrait stuff, bro, is like it's fucking broken. Like it worked really well for Wendy. And we had Ronnie ran ads for somebody that was in Wendy's location. And he had like really good results too. So it's like a location thing. Um, and so what I'm seeing is like on the front end, the issue on the front end is these photographers are complaining. So the cost per lead is not like super high, super low, but it is super high relative to how much they're ultimately getting paid. So, so $5 per lead is really good for charging 250, 350, but a $10 lead is like super unattainable if you're only charging like 250, 350. It's just too high. And so that's a problem. The second problem is just like these photographers are all like complaining, like, oh my God, nobody's picking up. They're all being dicks. But you saw that experience. Okay. So on the front end, what we've been able to solve is Riviera's tried like PM DM ads. And so like Tim for his client Tim, and then Tim is almost already like, yo, bro, like this is so fire. They're coming to me. I don't have to chase them down, everything. So it basically helps with the morale for the photographer. So that's the part that we've solved. However, it does not ultimately solve the back end problem, which is just like they're still not charging enough, right? And the thing is to get to that placement, I just again, I've done this so many times in our coaching program here where like I'll give Aiden knows this, Riviera knows this. We tried a free to feed thing back in April of 2025 or four. I gave everybody like a solid 4 months. And when I just didn't see it move fast enough, I just cut it. I was like, hey guys, like it's just not worth doing it. And so I I mean if you can get a bunch of portrait photographers in, bro, and get them to be guinea pigs and try it, like great. Or if you can do it yourself, great. But I don't know if it's even worth it at this point. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm just not seeing progress fast enough with it. And I don't want you to like be wasting your time. Um, so what we're doing here is, and I'm just going to tell you kind of what we're doing, and then you obviously do what you want to do, or you can tell me your 2 cents. But the idea with like Riviera is we get people in. So here's why portrait photography is still awesome, right? It's still fucking awesome because here's why. This is kind of it's high level, but the client acquisition cost is so low for these portrait photographers because nobody's really a lot of people aren't really going after these portrait photographers. Like there's a handful of people that are like marketing, hey, if you're a portrait photographer, I'll help you. But there's not too much, right? Compared to a wedding if you do wedding videography, everybody's fucking telling you like, hey, I'll help you grow your wedding video business. I'll help you grow your wedding portrait. There's so many coaches. It's so saturated. But when it comes to portrait photography, it's not very saturated. So the cost for acquisition is still cheap. So it's like still 400, $500. It's still cheap. Um, and then what I was telling Riviera is what we do is we basically tell people, hey, look, when it comes to photography, there's boudoir photography, there's wedding photography, there's portrait photography. There's this really cool thing, which is like, hey, if you have a dog and you want me to take photos of you and your dog, you know, click below and book. And so that's a niche. It's a sub niche, right? There are people that love fucking taking photos with their dogs. And so basically, if you look inside the sub marketing cheat code, there's like the 6 for 6 weeks, there's the niche funnel, there's the free to fee, there's all these different methods to close clients. So basically, people will have a different method. There's the wedding, there's a portrait photography, there's all these different methods as soon as they sign up. And so the idea that I was telling Riviera was like, hey, we sign people up. The client acquisition doesn't really change, but we tell people, hey, do you do weddings? Do you do this? Do you do that? We make sure that people do weddings. Once they're in, we actually set up the wedding ads for them first. because the wedding ads are what's actually going to fucking make them money. It's not going to be the portrait photography. If the portrait photography, maybe it'll make them enough money for like a month, but that's like, that's about it. So that's kind of the pivot I'm making with Revere. I'm like, yo, bro, like close people, but then like, give them like wedding photos until like somebody cracks portrait photography, which I don't even know if anybody's gonna crack at this point. Um, so yeah, I guess like what are your thoughts? That's what I'm saying is like I don't even know if it makes sense for you to be like running these instant form ads and spending your money and trying to figure out if you really want to, you can. I wouldn't even be doing instant form. I would be doing I would be doing DM PM ads. But then you're gonna be yeah, I'll kind of leave it there. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
I was thinking about that, and honestly, I, well, before that thing with Crystal, I just numbers just didn't add up. I guess I didn't directly ask Daniel or you like what were the realistic numbers that photographers did make, because I have the whole 10K, 15 and 30K in my mind. So I guess when I was kind of just playing with numbers, I was like, all right, based off this, if they're only closing two people every 14, blah blah blah. Like the max that they're really gonna make is like 1,800, which wouldn't make sense or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess with that being said, what I was thinking is like, what if there's a way to actually instead of trying to fight that 150, if we work with that 150 and have photographers book, which have photographers legitimately book, like 10 slots, five times, like 4 times a month, 5 times a month. And if that's the case where people are paying 150, we're not really fighting with that 150. We try to make it as easy as possible and as cheap as possible. We'll get lower cost per lead. And then also if they're doing 10 in a day, 150, that's going to be 1,500 right there. So, that times 4 other day, they're already making 4 to 5K per month. They'll be able to afford it instead of fighting with that 150, upselling that 250. Um, Anyways, that's just something I had in mind. I'm like, what if I try to just, I want to try just something, switch the words around in terms of like make it let more of a hey, there's only 10 spots, blah blah blah, and seeing if doing the PM DM thingy, the messenger stuff. Maybe what if I could get 10 people in one day? And then, duplicate that, do that 3 or 4 times. But anyways, the whole reason is to because maybe people, because they are cheap, they are clicking on it because their budget, price shopping and whatever. Maybe the reason that we can't convert them to 250 or have them pay more is because obviously, the way that we got them is by
Right.
doing something cheap. Instead of fighting it, why don't we go along with it and then just like, yeah, it's 150. And then obviously we can try to upsell. Still, we can still try to upsell to 250 and 350. But yeah, that's what I had in mind in terms of the portrait stuff. But besides that, I'm not, I guess, married to anything. Um,
Yeah. I would say like fundamentally it's always the back end, right? It's never the front end. I've never seen people again, Alex Hormozy was charged 16K on his front end thing, and he was eventually to a place where I don't know, it probably cost him like 16 grand just to make the sale. Like that's how ads get. Like it always goes up and to right. So I always preach to people like, hey, don't worry, it's not a matter of what you charge on the front end because your ad cost is going to go one day from $5 per lead to $6 to $10 to $20 to $50. Your job is to figure out how to extract as much cash as possible, and that's usually on the back end. And so what you're talking about is a front end thing. You're talking about like, hey, why don't we just make it's not going to work down the road. Sooner or later, and on top of that, they're going to have to spend way more money on ads. So if we just like look at a few people's numbers, let's look at like, for example, I don't know that Wendy's is like the best example. Because I know that some of her stuff wasn't like documented, but and I'll erase this, Rivera. But let's just say so let's say so let's do this number divided by um this number. So that means that she's making an average of $232.45 per person. And her acquisition cost is 78 bucks. So she's making a $154 profit. That's like nothing, bro. In terms of like, so if she makes $154 profit for a shoot, and you yourself want to get paid as an agency $1,000, bro, you got to help her make like 10 sales just for her to pay you, and then she still does not make any money. That'll make no sense. If you get her to do 20 sessions in a month, right? 20 sessions in a month, then she pays you and then she has $1,000 left for herself. It doesn't make it, the math doesn't math.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Are you with me?
Yeah.
So it's like she has been doing this since June, July, August, whatever. For her, it works because again, she doesn't have an agency to pay, right? But what is the reality? Like, what are the chances that you're going to help somebody close 20 deals when it's taken her, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months to close 50 deals? It's not very realistic. So that game that you're trying to play or think about playing of like just increase the volume, do the 10 shoots a week, and it's probably not going to even happen realistically. The amount of volume and everything is just not realistic, and they're not making enough profit. Let's have a look at somebody else. Um, so this is Sasha. So she was also here for a long time. So yeah, I did this number average order value. So this is the average order value. Same thing, right? So actually, let me come back here. Let me do a Control Z. So so Wendy's average order value is 232. Sasha's is 271, almost to a fucking T, bro. And then her profit is going to be this minus um cost per acquisition. Boom, 170 off. So she's profiting 170, she's profiting 150. And eventually, again, she's with Riviera for about 3 months and then she has to like stop. It's just not profitable, bro. Like it's not gonna work unless you figure out the back. It's just not gonna work. Um, if, however, we have let's just take the live photo shoots, let's add a row, and let's say, in my experience, about 10% of people upsell. So it's about 3 people. So let's say 3 people, insert row below. Let's say 3 people, and then each of those 3 people have spent $1,500 with their 1,500. What is that? So 1,500 times 3 is 4,500. So let's go ahead and take this B12 plus 4,500. That takes our average order value to 467 from 270. And now all of a sudden her profitability is 365 per shoot. So now all of a sudden it makes way more sense. So if she does $300 per shoot profit, if we get her to do, I don't know, 10 shoots, this times 10, okay? So if we get her to do 10 shoots, then she's pocketing 3,658, and then she can afford to pay us 1,000, right? Now all of a sudden it's like, hey, she's got 3,600 bucks a month. She can pay us 500 to 1,000 bucks, no problem, and then walk away with a good amount of money as well. It's not ideal, but it's like much better than where she was. So anyways, I'm just like fucking around calculating some numbers here. But anyways, point is just like I here's what I think. The reality is this. The reality is that you have to probably do DM ads. You have so here, based off of me building a funnel out, right? Here's the reality of like what it's going to take. It's going to cost about $500 to $1,000 in ad spend to really try to crack it. You're going to have to figure out the DM conversation, which is going to take a lot of iterations and tend to get to the phone call. The phone call will be a walk in the park, but then you're going to have to figure out the iterations of what needs to be said in person, and then to do the upsells. And reality is that you're probably going to have to do like 20, probably 30 sessions, because if you do 30 sessions, 3 people are going to upsell. And to do 30 sessions, I mean, that's actually, I lied. 30 sessions. So this she did 23 sessions. 30 sessions is going to cost you about $3,000 in ad spend. So that's the reality. If you really want to crack it, it's going to cost you about $3,000. You're going to close about 30 deals, and then maybe 3 people are going to upsell. And that's going to be a 6, 7 month journey, I think. So in my head, it doesn't make sense to keep trying to crack it at this point. That's just my 2 cents. Hopefully that makes sense, Riviera, as well, to you. That's kind of why I just kind of saw the numbers in my head and it just didn't make sense to keep going down this path. Um, what are your thoughts, Aslan?
No, that makes complete sense.
So at this point, bro, it's like again for you, it's like I'm at this stage for you just because of just building the skill, right? And we've talked about this multiple times, sales, whatever. So for you, bro, it's like in my head for you, what I'm trying to do is like I spent all day today like trying to write out scripts for the dating stuff. I don't want to fucking film this shit, bro. I don't want to edit this shit. I really don't. If you could be the fucking face of it, if you could do it, bro, I would love that. But I'm working on the edits right now. And then if I can get that up and running, if it converts, and then you want to manage, I feel like that's gonna be a much better money opportunity for you than what we have. I mean, either that. So you have that, and then the other thing with this portrait photography stuff is you can keep selling the portrait photography stuff, but your service delivery has to change, which is what we're doing with Revere, the bait and switch. So they hop in for one thing, but then you actually set up the wedding ads for them, and then they are making enough money to justify paying you. So yeah, if I were you, if you wanted to like for the meantime, I would just be selling them and then getting them setting up the wedding ads for them. And then I think realistically, you're gonna be able to get people to pay you not $1,500 a month, but I'm sorry, not $1,500 for 3 months, but $3,000 for 3 months. I think so because if they sell like fucking two weddings, you make they have enough money to pay you, I think, at that point. Um, so yeah, questions, comments, concerns, thoughts?
Um, between the two, I would say what was most immediate would be switching over to like photography, bait and switching people, which is so funny to say, but bait and switching people into a wedding, something like that.
Yep, that's gonna be the most immediate thing. That's gonna be the fastest thing. That's if I were in your shoes, that's what I would do right now. 100%. I would, and then so hopefully I've made the case for like just shut off your mini photo sessions. It's just not, it's pointless to do that. Um, unless you're willing to spend $3,000 and do 30 of them, which I don't know that you have the time to do, but that's realistically what it would take. So yeah, let's go and shut those off. And then just, try to close these people on these portrait things and then just, you know, BNS them.
Yeah.
We're gonna BNS
Not,
them.
not only bullshit, but bait and switch, bro. BNS is that's bad.
The double whammy there.
Shit.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, unless you want to run ads like, compete against Alexander Ma and say you run ads for wedding filmmakers.
Hell
Uh,
no.
right.
I mean,
So,
that's less of a bait. I mean, bait and switch. I mean, I guess it is still a bait and switch in terms of like what they're gonna be shooting. Like you're not gonna be shooting the portraits we're talking about here. You're gonna be doing weddings, but they're making more money, so that's what matters.
yeah. Um, we had literally Ronnie had a conversation with a girl and she was doing portraits and she said at her peak she was making like 5-10K per month and she's been running ads and she said started running them like 3-4 years ago. She's like right now way, her cost per lead has gone up and then cost per acquisition has gone up because way less people are converting. And so I was telling Ronnie, I was like, here's what you would have explained to her. You would have explained to her she's running, I don't know. Anyway, she's running ads and she's ran out of the market and ran out of the pocket. Her pocket has dried up and she has to do wedding photos or do some other shit and let the people that are interested in portraits like, repopulate. Um, so anyways, I for photographers, I just feel like that's the move. Like unless you're going to do wedding, I think from what I'm seeing, I think that there's something to this high school portrait thing. And then I believe there's something to obviously like wedding photography. But then aside from that, every other fucking photography niche, man, like there's just not enough money in them. There's really not. That's what I'm seeing. So either you gotta do what, yeah, it all kind of goes back to wedding photography. Anyways, I'm rambling, bro. Anything else that you wanted to talk about, bro?
Well, that what you just mentioned about senior photos, they are pretty good because they're usually gonna lead to prints. Like it's almost a given, just like weddings.
Exactly, exactly. And I don't know if you heard Rivera, he's got like somebody that started doing them a while ago and she's making like six figures and she's been doing it. And so, we have evidence there. And so we're trying to figure out what that looks like, and then we're gonna run those kinds of ads for people as well. So we're gonna get them in, we're gonna set them up for wedding photography ads, we're gonna set them up for like the high school photography ads. So senior portraits, whatever. So anyways, anything else, bro, that you wanted to go over?
Not much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. I'll message you inside Slack, okay? Just
All
check
right.
up on things.
Real
Uh,
quick, so yeah, I mean, Because sometimes when I had the acquisition stuff, I was getting a lot of people trying to sell me on like not doing the minis and trying to get me to make them like, let's run a wedding funnel. Let's run a whatever funnel, or sometimes it's just different ideas, but sometimes it came to, do you find yourself on these calls? You feel like a lot of these guys would be easily converted to weddings because either they A, already done weddings, or B, they're trying to push you to, are they being like, oh, do you run ads for weddings too? Do you ever
Yeah.
get that? Or
Yes, I have. If you remember, I messaged you about the high ticket thing, which I guess is
Mhm.
a little different, but there was one specifically that she was like about to freaking pay, and then anyways, she didn't pay, and then when it came down, she's like, "Hey, I just don't want to be doing this high volume, low ticket when she's trying to go the different route." So it turns
I
out
get a,
it's not sure that she wants to do, but this could be that different route, you know?
yeah. That's why I feel like it's not too bait and switchy because it's already on their mind. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That was the pushback I got too. It's like, oh, I'd rather do less volume and da da da. But if you're saying this, can book a lot of people in one day, then I'm open to giving it a shot. And then that's how I've been able to close them, right? It's like, but I think, yeah, I think just being like, I don't know how we position it because everyone might come in differently. Like some might mark they want to do weddings, some might mark they want to do high ticket portraiture. I don't know what we would put on the front end survey, but I know, I don't know,
It's going to be
maybe
in the
we
it's
just,
going to be in the qualification section. So in the qualification section, you're going to ask them, hey, so in terms of photography, which one of these niches are you open to? Are you open to weddings? Yes. Are you open to this? 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 Cool. And then, I mean, again, this is how I would do it. I would have that and I'd be like, all right, perfect. So we have a process where we actually go through each of these in a particular order. And then again, for me, when I was doing my sales, so you've seen me review, I say phase one, phase two, phase three. I would have a section there and I would say, hey, phase one, what we're going to do is we're going to launch with actually weddings because it's the most profitable. Then what we're going to do is in this. And the reason we do that is because I would explain to them, hey, look, in a particular location, there's only so many people that want Invisalign. There's only so many people eventually that have straight teeth and then they only want their teeth whitened. And so we do that. And then from there, we do this. And then we do this. So just like that, we rotate. There's only so many people that want to get married. And then from there, we do portraits. And then we do high school. And then we do this. And so we keep rotating. That's how we're going to keep you afloat. And I would fucking throw stones at all these other marketing and be like, these motherfuckers just do weddings. These motherfuckers just do this. Nobody's gonna tell you what I just told you. You need an all-around system that's going to allow you to hit different markets of people. That's how you're going to grow your business long term.
yeah,
That's pretty much the pitch.
yeah. Oh, sweet. That's actually the best thing I gotten. Like that helps me because I was always trying to, I felt like all these ideas were abstract and that really like brought it together in terms of how to position it. So no, thanks. Yeah, that makes, yeah, I'd be stoked. I feel like, oh shit, this is like Morpheus
Yeah.
dropping a fucking pill. And yeah, like I don't know, it would just, yeah, I think that'd be helpful.
Yep.
By the way, Kushik, so Brea, which you know Brea, he has the Alexander Mall one that Aiden has now. So I was gonna tell Brea to let me take a look at that course. So I mean, that's what you're running, right, Aiden? Is Alexander Mall?
I have his course and I'm running a lot of his stuff, but I've been able to make it even better. Like his stuff is good, but I've been able to take it and mess with it and make it even better.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we're all there and I gave you access to the course as well. I don't know if you had a chance to kind of skim through it. But that's pretty much it. But I'm sure Alex Mall goes over other things in terms of like how to nurture people and everything. But yeah, you should check it out. You let us know. I'm guessing it's the same thing Aiden has access to. Maybe it's the higher tier program, but it's probably very similar. Like whatever he paid 5 grand for, Aiden probably learned for like 27 bucks or whatever in terms of the ad strategy.
He bought it in a special. I think it was Black Friday, so he got upsold to 1,000. So whatever that was access to, but I remember he paid that because the deal at that time was he was gonna get the Alexander Mall one. This was like a couple years ago, Alexander Mall one, and I got the Ben course, and we were gonna use both together.
Oh, how much did he pay total?
The 1K because he got
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, so he wasn't in the coaching program. He just bought the course.
He was in the coaching program, so I don't know what that entailed, but I'm pretty sure that it was just 1K.
That's
Um,
it for a coaching program? Are you sure?
yeah, he was yeah, I remember him telling me he was in the coaching program and all of that. I don't know how long though, so that might be the difference. Maybe if
That,
he had a like a limited amount or whatever.
that's crazy. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's maybe it's when did he hop in?
I wouldn't say 2023 if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, back then Alexander was charging like way less. He didn't create his high ticket coaching program until maybe a little bit later, I think. So that makes sense. He created that and then he created his mastermind, which he charged like 10 bands for. So okay. But yeah, you should check it out, bro. See what you can find in there. Probably very similar to, if not the exact same stuff that Aiden has access to. Um, but yeah. Anything else top of mind for you, bro?
Nothing, man. Think you
Okay.
guys, everybody's like, like working all together, and I think eventually some shit is gonna click and it's gonna be like boom,
Yeah. And I hate like I live through things, I do things, bro, and then I talk from that experience. And so I was like super excited about this portrait photography stuff, and I still am, but what always happens is like you see something, you have a hypothesis, and then you do it, and then the data tells you something, and then you from there you pivot. And so this is that case, right? So I was super excited about it, still am excited about it. It's just I don't know. I just think I think that if we had somebody boots on the ground that was running the ad and that's all they did, they didn't run an agency, it would make sense and that person could probably figure out. I do think it's potential to do upsells and stuff. Um, just like yeah, not right now. I'm but yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like interesting, like seeing it develop, right? Like we're all working together and kind of Frankenstein this thing together, but it's been like months in development. And so this is just normal. Like we've seen this multiple times throughout the journey. We saw this when it came to the free to free stuff that we did a few years ago that you weren't here for. We were working together for like 6, 7 months, and everybody's kind of building some different things. And yeah, so but yeah.
Well,
Anyways,
it could have served its purpose, which the purpose could be getting the lowest cost per lead in terms of client acquisition, which then can turn into the wedding and then all these different things. So
exactly,
we
exactly.
absolutely crushed it, found its purpose. Um, because instead of like targeting other wedding professionals or senior photographer professionals, Daniel was able to get that just in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I definitely think it's like still a gold mine if you guys do the BNS. If you guys do the BNS, it's a gold mine for sure. I think there's a lot of opportunity here for sure. So, but anyways, that if is there anything else, bro? Anything else you want to go over?
No, man, appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Is Jorge bounce? Jorge, you there? No, he's gone. He peaced out. All right. If that's everything, does anybody else have anything else they want to go over? Yeah. Okay. All right, then I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna chill out for a few minutes. I'm gonna wait for Jorge to see he comes back. But we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Bro, take it easy.